From budget limits to social behaviour, every action and detail by campaigning parties are scrutinised in this election. Violate the rules and the repercussions ensue. So what's permissible and what's prohibited? Aslam Shah again breaks this down.
Election campaigns aren't a free-for-all. They're governed by strict rules, and for good reason. From public rallies to social media messaging, every move a candidate makes is under scrutiny. Cross the line and the consequences can be severe. Fines, legal penalties, even disqualification from the race. So what's allowed and what's not? Let's break it down. First, the money. Campaigns don't run on just passion and promises, they run on budgets. And there's a spending limit of $5 per voter for this election. So, if an SMC has, say, 20,000 voters, the spending limit is $100,000. In a GRC with 150,000 voters, it would be $750,000.
If you have more resources to pour in, you get more attention, you get more traction. That is the way that elections tend to work. It's the way that a lot of marketing tends to work as well. In that regard, having a $5 cap per voter means to say that more or less, right, parties have an equal playing field.
Now in GE2020, campaign spending varied noticeably between parties, and due to COVID-19 restrictions, physical rallies were off the table. Candidates had to pivot quickly, relying on digital outreach, social media, and broadcast platforms to get their messages across. The People's Action Party spent the most, with about $2.60 per voter. The Workers' Party followed with $1.21, and the Progress Singapore Party came close behind at $1.19. Next, donations. Only Singaporeans can donate. No foreign money, not even if it's from a family member overseas. And all donations go through the candidate's election agent.
External influences are one thing, but another is if there are purposeful, directed efforts from outside sources to affect elections domestically. Something that increasing media literacy, increasing cyber health is very useful to do because there's always the chance, there's always the possibility and risk that some outside actor may decide to influence Singapore's elections, even though for the current period, the current election cycle, I don't think that risk is particularly high, but it's always good to be vigilant.
Now let's talk visuals, the posters and banners. They can't go up until after nomination day. They must be approved by the returning officer and only be displayed at designated public spaces. Also, nothing within 200 meters of a nomination center or polling station. And the message itself, it must be factual, respectful, and non-defamatory. No stoking hostility, no baseless claims. And this applies to the digital world too. Social media's posts, campaign videos, and online ads. Each post must declare who published it, and every platform used must be reported to the elections department. Now let's move to the ground game, where voters meet candidates in real life. Now, rallies can be held outdoors, in fields or stadiums, or indoors at auditoriums. And then there are walkabouts, a more casual form of outreach. No police permit is needed, and they can happen in public spaces like malls, hawker centers, and residential areas. Candidates are allowed to hand out items like flyers, buttons, keychains, and yes, even umbrellas. What's not allowed? No loud hailers, no public address systems. Walkabouts have to be up close and personal. And definitely no expensive gifts or cash. Giving out anything that might look like a bribe is a big red flag under the Elections Act. So behind every flyer you see, every post online, every handshake at a wet market, there are rules being followed. Campaigning may be passionate, even fierce, but it's also regulated to keep things fair and clean. Because at the end of the day, all of it is done to win your vote.